Hello, Kate here in a colonic suite again. I just wanted to talk about what to expect during your first appointment to receive colon hydrotherapy. So all of our appointments are booked in 1 hour sessions. During your first session, you'll have about a 15-minute consultation with a colon hydrotherapist. What that consultation consists of is us kind of getting to know each other. We will ask you questions about why you chose to come in and get colon hydrotherapy. We will make sure that colon hydrotherapy fits what your goals are. So we want to make sure that you have realistic goals for what colon hydrotherapy can accomplish, and that you're here for the right reasons. Also go over a little bit of your medical history just to make sure that there's no contraindications or no reason that we would need a doctor to sign off on you receiving colon hydrotherapy. We are not physicians, we are not doctors, so if there's anything in your medical history that would make us question whether it would be safe to do colon hydrotherapy, we would just have a doctor okay that before we start. That being said, if you're in relatively good health, there's usually no reason that colon hydrotherapy is not a safe thing to do for the most part. I say that just because there are some medical conditions that do contraindicate colon hydrotherapy because of the pressure that it puts on your colon when the water fills. That being said, it's not super high pressure. I did say that in the last video. We're not power washing your colon. It's a very gentle fill and release process where some water goes in, some water comes out, some water goes in, some waste comes out, hopefully. So anyway, during that consultation appointment, we just get to know each other a little bit. After we talk about your reasons for being here, I will usually talk to people a little bit about the digestive system. I use that diagram right behind me to just talk about the functions of the digestive system. And then I talk about how colon hydrotherapy affects your digestive system, which in short, the water goes in and kind of kickstarts your digestive system to functioning more normally or in a little bit better shape than it maybe was before. There's a few ways that it does that. And yeah, the water, it pretty much goes in and it tells your body to do what your body is supposed to do. So it's not making your body become dependent on the water to go. It's not addictive in that you won't be able to go without the water. That's in no way what colon hydrotherapy does. So again, I talk a little bit about what colon hydrotherapy does for your digestive system, and then I'll talk about exactly what we are going to do during your session, which includes, I'll step out of the room. The person in here will undress from the waist down. They will empty their bladder in that toilet right there. That's right here in this room. And then they'll climb up on this table, which is where the camera is right now. There's a sheet here that they will use to cover up their lower half. You'll remain under the sheet the whole time, so it's not like you're exposed and you're just sitting here in front of me. You'll be under the sheet the whole time. When I come back in, I get all of my tubes and things hooked up to the instrument here, and then you'll roll over to your side facing the wall. We'll do the insertion. The insertion is, again, not as scary as you think it's going to be. It's over before you know it. And then you roll back over and you lay here on the table. We talk about breathing, we talk about relaxing, and I turn the water on. So the water is first just flowing through the tubes, and then as it gets to the right temperature and the right pressure, we'll do a few fills. And so again, the water's going in, the water's coming out, the water's going in, the water's coming out, and that's pretty much what to expect. When your colon hydrotherapy session is over, we will remove the speculum Takes me a few seconds to get all the water out of the tubes over here, take that to the trash can, and I step out of the room. And then again, you have a chance to sit on that toilet right there and finish doing what you need to do. During your first session, we don't expect a whole lot of release on the table. There's a lot of things that go into that, people being nervous, you being potty trained, so your body is kind of holding on a little until you're sitting on the toilet. There's just a lot of things that go into it. Now, some people do get up here and on their first session they do release, and that's wonderful. But it's okay if you don't, because you're going to get on the toilet right there and you'll release then if you don't release on the table. So that is a little bit about what to expect during your first session. After your first session, when you come back for follow-ups, we skip that whole 15-minute consultation thing, and then your time on the table is increased. One of the reasons for that shorter time on the table during your first session is just to kind of introduce the water and introduce the colonic slowly. We don't want to overwhelm your body too much too fast. And so then during a follow-up session, you'll spend 30 to 45 minutes on the table. We don't go over 45 minutes for a number of reasons, one of them being that the International Association of Colon Hydrotherapy recommends not going over that amount of time because of some of the effects that happen during a colonic. Nothing to be concerned about, but one of those effects is that your electrolytes can be imbalanced just a little bit. Your body replenishes and fixes that imbalance within a couple hours of having a session, but if your electrolytes are affected too much, you may feel a little bit lightheaded as you're getting up from your colonic, and we want to avoid that, so we keep it under that 45 minutes. Always after your session, whether it's your first session or your 100th session, you're always going to have time to release on the toilet afterwards, and then you come out walking on a cloud. That's what people say, you know, like you feel so light and you feel so much energy and you just feel like you're walking on a cloud. So that's what's to expect during your colon hydrotherapy session. Again, I will record more videos because there's so much more to share. And if you have any questions at all about colon hydrotherapy, I urge you to leave me a comment on this video, and I would love to answer your questions in future videos. So that's colon hydrotherapy, what to expect when you come in for your session. And again, if you have questions, please let me know, and I look forward to talking more in the future. Thanks for joining me today.